G'day Doggies fans, Origin 1 is over, the fallout, New South Wales. Where'd they lose it? Their forwards, their selections, and simple things like kick chase, chasing the kicker. You know, the Queensland kickers, they had 4 of them, and they all pretty much did as they pleased. Hardly ever got tackled, whereas Cleary got smashed every time he went to kick the ball. Right? And there's Origin. It's pretty simple as that. Sims needs to go, not good enough. Never was for Origin. Sorry, he had one good game, which I think surprised the Queenslanders last year. You know, he's a player who's got energy and he can play tough, and fuck, like, he's not a bad player. But I just think there's better proven players in Origin defensively who don't let you down and don't miss tackles. Jake Turbo should have been in that side for that reason, as a prop. Okay? So I'm taking out Sims and Ryan Madison purely on the fact Madison was asleep in defence a couple of times. You know, he got in there and made tackles and tried his heart out. Contentious areas, the Fox, not picked on the wing. I don't know if that lost us the game. I think the Fox might have scored a try or two on certain moves that were played, just through his speed and his energy, and he just gives us more of, you know, they're more wary of the Fox and what he can do. Whereas Tupu, you know, the bomb's coming, everything's sort of pre-planned and what's going to happen. So yeah, that's pretty much the crux of it. Queensland players weren't out there based on how many stats they were going to get. They all did their job. It was all about doing their job for Queensland. Whereas, you know, you look at players like Huss and Campbell Gillard, and it's all about how many metres they can get in a game. Even Paulo can do some amazing things, but I'm yet to see him do an amazing thing in State of Origin. And that's the difference. Whereas, you know, you saw Patrick Carrigan come in. So if we're going to look where New South Wales lost, when the game was evenly balanced, when New South Wales were winning 4-0, Billy Slater brought Papali'i off after 15 minutes, or 17 minutes or something. He played great that first 15, 17 minutes, but then he was gassed. So they brought the energy on straight away. They didn't reduce their energy. They were spent in the last 10, 15 minutes. But they had a big enough lead to hold on. And I think New South Wales, Freddie Fittler has to learn that you need to play with the game. When they bring their, you know, it's like a game of chess. When the queen comes out, you don't hold your queen back. People might laugh at that, but you got to fight fire with fire, and they didn't do it. Patrick Carrigan come on and put a big hit straight away, and then was the beneficiary of third hit up after 2 big prop forward runs and quick play the balls, because New South Wales wouldn't dominate the ruck. Freddie blamed the referee for that. Well, his players weren't penalised once for trying to hold Queensland down. Maybe they should have. It's too late after the game's lost. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think Sims has to come out and Ryan Madison has to be dropped from the side based on that performance. I'm bringing Jake Turbo into the middle with just the job of snapping players in half, defending for 80 minutes, and, you know, and taking tough meters with quick play the balls. And I'm bringing in Frizzell as well. He was in the squad. I'd be bringing him on. He's never let New South Wales down. He's a better attacking player than Sims. He's got a good offload in him. So that's the player that I would be bringing in. They're the 2 that I'd bring in. And I'd bring in Nico Hines on the interchange bench. Hopefully Latrell comes into the centres and replaces Staggs. I think Staggs dogged it last night, to be honest. I don't think his shoulder was that hurt. I think he was just probably a little bit harsh to say he dogged it, but his defence has been good for the Broncos all year. He didn't have the same trust with the players around him. He's one of those players who probably needs to be in the system for a while and to feel comfortable. And once he's comfortable, he's a really good defensive centre. We've seen that with the Broncos. He's been their best defensive centre all year. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Tell me what you think about the changes you would make. And the last thing, Cameron Murray needs to play 80 minutes. If Damien Cook's the hooker, Cameron Murray needs to be on there. The best forward in the game is Cameron Murray. Over-round best forward with what he does. Absolute champion player, and he plays for Souths, and I fucking hate Souths. Go the Dogs.